Good morning students, hope you all are well. So our today's video is about the next chapter, that is interdependence in living beings. So here you can see some organisms are there. So can you identify this? Okay, let's see. Plant is there, some fish, bird, buffalo is there, human is also there, and rock and soil is also present. So why these pictures are given here? So this chapter is the interdependence in living beings. That means all these living organisms and this non-living organism, they are interdependent on each other, right? So living things also require some non-living things. Means these rocks and soil, air, water, these are the non-living things. But without these non-living things, the living organism cannot live. So let's see. So living things need air. Why? Because both plants and animals, both of them, they need oxygen to breathe, right? For our respiration we need oxygen, and plants also need oxygen for their respiration. And what they give out? They give out carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide is used by plants to make food by the process of photosynthesis, and after that they again give out oxygen. That means living things depend on air. Living things also need water. All plants and animals need water, and without water we cannot live, right? So why we need water? We need water for our digestion of our food, transport of nutrients, and excretion of waste materials from our body, right? So plants absorb the minerals with the help of the root from the soil, and it is dissolved in water. Means all these minerals are dissolved in water. That means they also need water. And sometimes the seeds of many plants are dispersed by water and air, and it is also helps in germination of the seed for the production of new plant. Living things need warmth or sun, because plant can make food by the process of photosynthesis with the presence of sunlight, and all the animals and plants, they need warmth to live. Okay, so living things need soil. Plants obviously need soil because plants need to grow in the soil, and soil holds the plant, okay, properly in their place, and the plants absorb the minerals and water from the soil with the help of root. Some microorganisms like bacteria, they live in the soil, and some very small animal like insect, earthworm, snail, they also live in the soil. And some other animals like rat and rabbits, they make burrow, they make a hole in the soil and they live in the soil. That means soil is the habitat for all these organisms. And living things need food. So we need food. Plant and animals, they need food for their proper growth and development, right? So all animals, and including us, including human beings, they are directly or indirectly dependent on the plants for their food. That means we can say that living things are dependent on non-living things. Okay, so there are some terms, and we can divide these different organisms into different categories. So let's see. So animals depend on the plants for their food, that you know. So the green plants, they are known as what? They are known as producers. Why? Because they can make their own food. Can we make our own food? We cannot make our own food, but plants can make their own food. That's why they are known as producers. And there are some animals. They are called herbivore. Why? Because they are directly dependent on the plants. Means some grass or some parts of the plant. So who are the herbivore animals? Here you can see these are the herbivore animals like cow, goat, deer, giraffe, zebra, elephant. So all of them are dependent on the plant product. Next is the carnivore animals. So carnivore animals, they depend on the flesh or the meat. So who are the carnivore animals? You know that lion, tiger, leopard, all of them are, these animals are carnivore animals. Why? Because they are dependent on the flesh of other animals. Okay. Another type of animals are there, they are called the omnivores. Okay, like crow. So these animals, they are dependent on both of animal and plants. Thus all animals, including humans, so they are directly or indirectly dependent on the green plants, means they are dependent on the producers. So they are known as consumers. Thus there is a chain. There is a chain exists in our environment or exists in our nature for what? For obtaining our food. And that chain is known as food chain. Okay. So in this food chain you can see this is a food chain. So the first one you can see grain is, first is grains. So mouse are dependent on grains. Snakes are dependent on mouse. Eagle is dependent on the snake, and vulture is dependent on the dead bodies of eagle and other animals and birds. So you can see this is a food chain, and how there is dependence of different animals on each other. So grains means, grains we can say that we are getting this one from the plants, that means it is a plant product, so we can say these are producers. Mouse, these are herbivore animals, right? So they are known as primary consumer. Herbivore animals are known as primary consumer. Snakes are dependent on mouse, that means they are the secondary consumer, means these are the carnivore animals. Eagle is also carnivore animal, that means we can say eagle is the tertiary consumer. And the vulture is known as the scavenger. Why? Because they dependent on the dead bodies, or they eat from the dead bodies of other animals and birds. Okay, so from here you can see how all these producers, consumer, primary, secondary, tertiary consumers and scavengers, they are dependent on each other. Okay, so animals depend on the plants for oxygen, right? So without oxygen we cannot live, and plant give out oxygen during the process of photosynthesis, and which is further taken up by the animals for breathing. And plants use the carbon dioxide which the animals breathe out for making their food. Animals make the soil fertile. How? Some animals like earthworms, they turn the soil and they make the soil more airy. That's why earthworms are known as farmer's friend. Okay, so some organism, very small organism like microorganism like bacteria, fungi and some very small worms, they are present in the soil, and they feed on the dead and decaying plants and animals. So these microorganisms which feed on the dead and decaying part of the plants and animals, they are known as decomposers. So decomposers help to mix the minerals and the nutrients that present in the dead body. They help to mix this in the soil. So again these minerals are absorbed by the plants, by the roots, okay, and they are used for the various life process. They used for the proper growth and development of the plant. Okay, so sometimes plants also dependent on animals. How? Plants dependent on animals for their reproduction and their pollination and the dispersal of the seeds. So when this some birds and insect like honeybee and butterfly, when they visit the flower to collect their nectar, during that time the pollen grains stick into their body, okay, and when after that they going to another flower, that helps in the pollination, that helps in reproduction of the plant, okay, and it also helps the dispersal of the seeds. Now let's enjoy this video is showing the interdependence of different organisms in our environment and in a food chain.